Week 1. Welcome to Beerfield Fantasy Football Sunday morning live stream. I am your host at Hot BFF with 2 Ps, not being joined by my normal co-host at Theory BFF, who has decided he would rather pay bills than help you with your fantasy options. It started a little bit early. We got questions rolling in already. Colton, Jerry, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the welcome back. It's been up since way early this morning, all hyped up for this. So right out the gate from Jerry, first question, half PPR pick 2, Tevin Coleman, Josh Gordon, Sony Michel, or Calvin Ridley. Gonna go with Sony Michel against the Steelers on tonight. I just think that they're gonna try to ride him out a little bit. You're not gonna have Antonio Brown in that offense right away. So I think that they try to ride him there, and then probably going to go Tevin Coleman on the other side. Bucs defense not necessarily great. San Francisco should be able to run the ball pretty handily there. Also half PPR, Singletary, Jordan Howard, or Cortland Sutton. That's tough. My heart wants to say Howard. My brain wants to say Singletary. I'm going to say go Singletary. Don't really know what we have in him yet. We know that Philadelphia is going to ride the hot hand, whatever that means. So there's a chance that Howard gets frozen out there. PPR, Jordan Brooke and Howard should never be in the same sentence. Yeah, that's true. He did improve his catch rate a little bit last season, but not great after the catch. So, yeah, definitely Devin Singletary there, especially half PPR, should be a better receiver at minimum. Other things we got for this morning, while we're here early, 20 to 25 snaps coming for Zeke Elliott. That's coming off of his holdout and new contract. I do expect that if he's on there for snaps on the field for snaps, that he should be taking the majority of those. I would not shy away from him. What that does mean, though, is that Tony Pollard should also have some flex value. Standard League, Rashad Penny or Marquise Goodwin. Let's go with Penny in that one. Seattle does tend to run the ball a lot more than they actually throw the ball. Goodwin, kind of a boom-bust play there. Not sure what touchdown upside is going to look like for San Francisco. And in Standard League, that's what you're hoping for. I think that Penny probably has the better chance of falling into the end zone. 15 to 20 snaps coming for LaShawn McCoy in Kansas City. That's enough to be annoying to Damian Williams owners, not enough to feel like, yes, I need to start LaShawn McCoy. Like Zeke, should be used, but, difference is that LaShawn McCoy last year proved to be very, very inefficient. So you kind of want to see it before you start relying on that. Stephon Diggs is going to be active for the Vikings this week. It's after dealing with a hamstring injury. Kind of par for the course for Stephon Diggs to deal with injuries during the week and then come out and play. So don't really worry about him. We've seen this enough times. Conservative during the week is probably going to be the MO for him most of the season. And then full go on game days. Adrian Peterson has been benched by the Washington Redskins. Oh, hey. Hey, Dennis. Long time no talk. Susan, flex, full PPR, Kirk or Jarvis Landry. I'm going Christian Kirk in that one. I want to see how Jarvis is used in this offense with Odell, with Nick Chubb. I just kind of want to see the usage be there a little bit. He's not going to be the A1. I think he'll be fine. But Christian Kirk against the Lions is, for my money, a little bit better matchup than what the Browns have against the Titans. So I'm going to say go that route initially. Adrian Peterson was benched by the Redskins. He is inactive this week. That means Darius Geis is going to get the majority of that work. Should see Chris Thompson on third downs, but no Adrian Peterson this week. So don't have to worry about that. I would start guys with confidence. The Antonio Brown move to the Patriots. We'll have you got Chubb too. Yeah, awesome. All right. I'm assuming you're starting Chubb. So Antonio Brown to the Patriots. We'll talk a lot more about this on Monday and unpack what it means for fantasy. For the purposes of this show, what that means is nothing this week. That means absolutely nothing. He's not there early enough to contribute, even if it is a Sunday night game against his former team. I don't expect him to do a whole lot or to see the field a whole lot in that one. I would not adjust for that at all. As far as the Falcons go, awesome. Good luck, Susan, and definitely Kirk then. As far as the Falcons go, Quadri Olson and Brian Hill are both inactive, so Uda Smith's going to be Freeman's primary backup. Tough matchup against the Vikings. I would shy away from that. But, if you're in a situation, which you shouldn't be this early, but if you're in a situation where you have to start Uda Smith, deep leagues or what have you, he should get the majority of the secondary work behind Devonta Freeman, and we have seen that team rely heavily on two backs. And then last bit of injury news, which guy will be hurt more by AB, Gordon or Edelman? Probably Edelman. Antonio Brown can work the underneath stuff as well as the deep stuff. Yes. They're all three going to be on the field at the same time, but target-wise, I think Edelman was always going to see more volume than Josh Gordon, so you bring in Antonio Brown, that's going to take some volume away from him. Half PPR flex with the news of AP being inactive. Would you start Chris Thompson over Larry Fitzgerald? That's a tough one. I don't think I would. Yeah, I really don't think I would. Against the Eagles, you could see some reception work for Thompson, especially with them playing from behind. But I think that game script wise, you might get a little bit more out of Fitzgerald against the Lions. So I would go that route. I would go Fitzgerald over Chris Thompson. Jordan, I guess a good bridge into that, though, is that Jordan Reed is also inactive. That means Vernon Davis is going to see the tight end work. So Chris Thompson's actually a good point here, however. With Jordan Reed inactive, he was really expected with no Doxson there to kind of take some of the receiving work away from whatever wide receivers are running out there. Vernon Davis, though, very, very adequate receiver, has been very, very plug and play. So I would still say Fitz over Thompson. Weather-wise this week, there is nothing to be concerned about there. We looked at the weather reports this morning. Everything's either in a dome or sunny to mostly sunny with very, very little wind. So you should be all right there. Go ahead and hang out here and wait up for more questions to come rolling in, people to join in, start asking. Keep an eye on inactives as well. Those are starting to roll in, but with it being week one, not a ton of people sitting. The Bills have declared tight end Tyler Kroft inactive. So without Kroft, I wouldn't have expected him to be heavily involved in the offense anyway, but it should be Tommy Sweeney that's running out there. Not worth a start this week, but definitely something to pay attention to see how he does. Robbie Anderson was declared active with a calf injury against the Bills, so he will play. He should at least serve as a decent start this week. Running back Bilal Powell, also inactive for the Jets. Not really much of a concern this year with Le'Veon Bell there. Happy New Year, Christopher, that spells his name the right way. Very, very ready for week one. Very ready to get this thing off the ground. What opinion of Ty Montgomery? Ty Montgomery is a tough one. Ty Montgomery is super talented over there in Green Bay for a long time, and then really didn't ever get it going with Baltimore. Montgomery's tough with Bell there, though. I don't want another back, and I don't necessarily want to believe in Ty Montgomery until I have a reason to have to believe in Ty Montgomery. So I'm tepid on him, would be the best way to put it. I'm very tepid on Ty Montgomery. I don't think that there's a lot of now value there, and as far as future value, with the way he's bounced around and not really caught on anywhere since leaving Green Bay, and even the last last season in Green Bay kind of being a disappointment to a lot of people, I'm not necessarily super high on him. Should still be rostered, but in Dynasty, but that's about it. Some other things to look for this week. Just go ahead and jump into that. Some things to watch. You get the Jaguars and the Chiefs. You got Marquise Lee back for the Jaguars. That is something to watch, as he was the team's leading receiver, Dede, before he got hurt. New quarterback, new offense. Should be a game where the Jaguars have to throw. I think the defense underperformed a bit last year, so we'll see what the Chiefs' offense can do against them. But keeping an eye on Marquise Lee as a potential pre-waiver wire conversation. Vikings Falcons. I will say that Kirk Cousins is a knife deep slot. Okay, I've got Damian Williams and Justin Jackson, Chubb Carry-On, David Montgomery, just looking toward future. Yeah, I think with Chubb and Carry-On, in Damian Williams, you're going to be mostly fine. I think that Williams situation appears to be a split. And Justin Jackson also is a guy that I think was very undervalued with the way he performed in tandem with Austin Eckler last year. So until or if Melvin comes back, he's going to be valuable as well. So I think you got 4 guys that are at least, 2 that are startable, 2 that are weekly flex consideration, and then David Montgomery also going to be very, very good with the Bears. I'm not too worried about David Montgomery based on the way that he looked. The box score is a little ugly. He wasn't getting carries, but he showed the things that made him very, very good in college, breaking tackles, using his vision. I think he should have gotten more than what he did and should have gotten more going. Not a start sit question, more just pumped on the season. I've been listening to the pod on Spotify this offseason since I listen at work. What platform would you guys prefer people listen on? Dennis, we don't really have a preference for that. We've been pushing YouTube a little bit harder, just trying to grow that audience because the YouTube views do still trail the podcast listens, but I think that's more of a convenience thing. All the listens are really tracked back through our host Libsyn, regardless of where you're pulling that from, and that's what we use if we're talking to potential sponsors on the off chance, or for conferences and things like that, is just that total composite number. So not whatever you prefer is completely fine with us. We're not picky about that at all. Half PPR, start Kyler Murray or Matthew Stafford. I'm going to go ahead and say Stafford here. Just a little bit more comfortable with that one initially. Kyler Murray, going to be interesting. He's going to have to do a lot with his legs, though, and the Lions didn't give a whole lot to running quarterbacks. It's really your first look at Kingsbury's offense and at Kyler Murray. Week 1, in the interest of getting off on the right foot, I would say roll Stafford with that weak Cardinals secondary. Is Broncos a lock to win versus the Raiders Monday night? I would say yes. I mean, it's going to be an offensive disaster piece, but I think that the Broncos defense is better than the Raiders. So yeah, I'm about 85% confident that's going to happen. Start Coleman or Breida, standard. Both are my best flex play this week. Wow. Probably Coleman. So I think he gets a little bit more involved, a little more of the goal line work in splits than what Matt Breida does. I think that they're both definitely startable, though. I honestly think those 2 guys are pretty similar this week, but lean Coleman in that one. All right, some other things to watch for, by the way. Kirk Cousins is being peddled as a really great start of the week against the Falcons. Just remember they had secondary problems last year, including injuries, so I don't expect that to be as good as a lot of people think it will be. Browns at the Titans. Titans underrated defense, but expect the Browns to be. This should be a floor performance for them. I think they win that game pretty easily. As far as Bills Jets go, just watch everything there. Devin Singletary, Frank Gore, and that Bills backfield is really going to be the big story that you're watching for there to help solidify what you do with them going forward. Ravens and Dolphins, Ravens offense in general, looking at how they performed. No problem, Joe. Looking at how they perform to really kind of set the stage for them going into the next coming weeks. I'm real interested to see what they can do, and as well as the Dolphins backfield. Redskins and Eagles, you're looking at the Eagles backfield and the Redskins pass catchers there to see where target volume is going, how the Eagles are splitting up touches. Rams, Panthers, that should all be pretty much chalk to what we're expecting. Colts, Chargers, watching Jacoby Brissett's performance there, as well as the usage of Justin Jackson, Austin Eckler. For Bengals, Seahawks, I mean, you kind of know what you're getting out of that as well. Giants, Cowboys, not a ton to look for there. I guess you can look and see what Eli does with his pass catchers, but look and see what Tony Pollard does to see if maybe you can carve out a change of pace role. But there's not a ton to watch for there. Niners, Buccaneers. Is Dante Pettis real? And Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida. What you're watching for there for the Bucs? It's just how does the offense perform? We know the defense is not going to be great. Cardinals, Lions. Big watch on Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, and what we see out of that offense on the first go. Steelers, Patriots. Steelers, you're watching to see which guy emerges as a wide receiver 2 there between Moncrief and James Washington as they figure to have some week-to-week value. For the Patriots, you're watching the backfield. Texans, Saints. Basically, what can Duke Johnson do in full reps? What is he able to manage? Does Carlos Hyde have a role? For the Saints, it's how much is Latavius Murray used? How valuable a piece is he going to be? Broncos, Raiders, watch the Broncos backfield. Watch what the Raiders do. By the way, Tyrell Williams, if he's out there, pick him up. Moving on. Calvin Ridley or Tyrell Williams in standard. I'm going to say go Tyrell Williams there. Without Antonio Brown, he is the number one option for volume. I've highlighted Tyrell Williams and Derek Carr and why their skill sets kind of match each other throughout the entire offseason. That being that Derek Carr was, I think, 4th in deep ball accuracy, whereas Tyrell Williams ran some of the most deep routes in the league. So they really do match up. Nick Sparts asking for a friend. Hi, Nick. You should probably be actually on here with me since Dan's not here. That's me wishful thinking, though. Jimmy Garoppolo against a bad Tampa D or Matt Ryan against a good Vikings D. I'm going to feel a little better about Matt Ryan in that one. I get want to start Jimmy Garoppolo, but, last year I think that he was a little mediocre to begin with. And, at the end in preseason, he was not really on his game. I think Matt Ryan will still find a way to at least give you quarterback floor and not completely kill you. I know Tampa's not good, but Jimmy Garoppolo needs to find some rhythm, I think, in week 1. So I'm a little more comfortable with Ryan. Quentin, what do you think about the Peterson being inactive for the week? I have a PPR with 2 flexes and have to choose between Geis, Singletary, Justin Jackson. Thanks for the help. I'm going Darius Geis and Devin Singletary there. Darius Geis, I absolutely love the fact that Adrian Peterson's inactive because Chris Thompson was always going to have the third down work there. But clarify, I can only start one of those 3. Oh, even better, Darius Geis. I would go Darius Geis there 100%. Adrian Peterson was always going to be the threat to Darius Geis' touches and carries. Chris Thompson, we kind of knew he'd have that third down role, as neither Peterson or Geis are necessarily versatile pass catchers or proven that they can be. Without Peterson there, that should solidify Darius Geis getting the 1 and 2 down work as well as goal line work. So I'm very, very comfortable with Darius Geis this week. And what's up, Dylan? Long time no speak. Glad you're back. I say a long time. I think you popped in a couple weeks ago, but still, glad you're here on Sunday morning with me. All right, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, half PPR. Josh Gordon, Curtis Samuel, Latavius Murray, Sammy Watkins, Miles Sanders. So Curtis Samuel against the Rams, Josh Gordon against the Steelers, or let's see, Sammy Watkins against the Jaguars. I'd say that's one of them where you try to have to hit a home run. I'd go Curtis Samuel. Big playability. Watkins against the Jaguars makes me a little bit nervous. So, and I don't want to believe in Josh Gordon. As far as the other one goes, I would say go ahead and plug in Latavius Murray. Nah, never mind. Miles Sanders. Plug in Miles Sanders. You spent probably higher draft capital to get Sanders, and I would say you got to try to believe in him. I think he does get his opportunities, and I do think he has a good chance at being that hot hand that they said. Start 2 half PPR, Diggs, Ridley, Curtis Samuel, John Brown. Stephon Diggs for sure. And I don't like Ridley's matchup. Go Diggs and John Brown. again, upside really. When you talk Ridley Samuel Brown, you're looking for who's going to hit you that home run. And I would say John Brown against the Jets is kind of a little bit of a sexy looking matchup. It's like sexy in schoolgirl clothes. Wait, that was a lot weirder than I intended for it to be. Girl next door sexy. Let's go that route. John Brown is girl next door sexy. Glad Dan wasn't here because he would have called me on that immediately. You're welcome, Dylan. All right, probably keep this open for about another 10 minutes. Yeah. Girl next door hot. Yeah, that's what John Brown is. And who knows? I mean, I'm hoping on Monday that I don't have to come back and say he was just a tease. See if we got any other updates from the start sit world here, or from the inactive world. We do not have anything else inactive. I do not have anything else that I really want to highlight right now. I'm sure with week one, everything we think we know is probably going to be wrong, because it always is with week one. And I'm going to be tilting super hard. All right, I said 10 more minutes, but I don't think I can sit here in silence for that long. Any other questions from anybody in the live chat before we go ahead and wrap this one up? Tyrell Williams or DK Metcalf for the year, half PPR. Oh, there we go. Everything you know is wrong. Yes, it is. All right, Tyrell Williams or DK Metcalf for the year, half PPR. With that Antonio Brown, I'm definitely leaning Tyrell Williams there. I expect Oakland to have to pass a bit more than what Seattle does too. Seattle has, I think this number was, ran the ball more than thrown the ball in something like 5 of their last 7 seasons. So I don't like the volume that could potentially be headed DK Metcalf's way. I think Tyler Lockett's the one, and for this year, DK Metcalf is kind of the run the 9 and catch it guy, and we've seen that be successful in weeks in Seattle. We've seen it with Paul Richardson. We saw it with Tyler Lockett back in the day. Jermaine Kearse, Jerron Brown. We have seen people be successful in that role, and DK Metcalf will have really, really good weeks. But on the year, I think it's Tyrell Williams and DK Metcalf. You're looking more at year 2, year 3, and hope he can refine some of his route running. Half PPR, flex start, Josh Gordon, Albert Wilson, Marquise Goodwin. Go Goodwin on that one. I'm, again, not too high on Josh Gordon. I just want to see it. Marquise Goodwin has the plus matchup. Could very well go deep there. So I would go with Goodwin this week, and I could be completely wrong about Gordon, but just with everything that went on in the offseason, suspensions, him working through stuff off the field, I just kind of want to see the on-field performance before I trust that. We know that Marquise Goodwin, when he's been healthy and he's had plus matchups, has typically been able to perform. Big upside to both of those guys, but I'm leaning Goodwin. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. I'm going to go grab myself a little bit of lunch, get a pizza order put in, figure out what beer I'm drinking, and get all set up here at home to catch the red zone in a couple games. So thank you guys for tuning in. Dan should be here with me next week, or maybe it'll be just Dan. We haven't really figured that out yet. Try to keep it at about the same time every week. And as always, if you guys run into any questions between now and kickoff, or now to Monday night or whatever, go ahead and tweet them at BeerfieldFF for the show. Dan's at work, so at HotBFF with 2 P's. Otherwise, good luck everybody this year. Good luck everybody in week 1. And yeah, we will catch you guys back here tomorrow night. See ya. Godwinner Cup standard. I will get that one. Godwinner Cup and standard. It's Chris Godwin this week. basically one less receiver to feed and a bit of a better matchup. I love Cooper Kupp, but I like Godwin's matchup more than I love Cooper Kupp. So yeah, definitely go Godwin. And yes, you're gonna get that over the outro because I already clicked it. I'll catch you guys next time.